How do I create an application which can have all those key accessibility? Here comes the necessity to create a full GUI application. Electron, Qt, Flutter, Tauri, so many options are there. Electron is the easiest way and more performant. As you see, Visual Studio Code, Slack, those applications are so much efficient, right? It consumes so less memory, it do not consume so much CPU cycles. What about Flutter? Yes, absolutely. Flutter is much lighter than Electron. Tauri is newer, faster, and much more efficient. But it has a catch. It uses Qt and other dependency a lot. So when you develop something, you are bounded to have a lot of dependency frameworks. You can directly use Qt, but I don't like Qt. Flutter is another new alternative to create GUI application. What about .NET and MAUI? I don't like those. There is two modern alternatives if you are using Go language to create the GUI application. One is Fine, another is GIO. Using Fine, it feels much easier to develop, but if you use GIO, you will have to implement each and every aspect of your application. Using Fine, you will get a familiar widget management. That means batteries are included, faster to develop. But if you want finer and granular access, you must use GIO. Using GIO, you can manage and manipulate each and every pixel of that screen, and you will have to manage all the states also. Like managing states is hard. If you want to explain or compare with React.js, you can understand like how hard it is to manage states. You just use Vue.js and you don't have to worry about those states. I created a text editor, simple text editor. That is a small application having only 8 MB. I stuck with some limitations. Limitations with the CLI, that means the terminal key binding itself. Let me create a new project, mkdir e server, and open my own terminal editor that is called E. Shortcuts are very handy. Just pressing F1 will open the key bindings. Control T will open the terminal. It is not a full-fledged terminal. It is command running terminal. So it is CR terminal. Ls, as I see, I am in a wrong directory. Let's quit it. CD into E server. Now open the editor. What do I want to do with this? As I see, my existing editor cannot do Control Shift and arrow keys. Like if I stdio return 0. What do I mean by Shift, Control and arrow keys? If I use Shift and Alt followed by arrow keys, I can select multiple words at a time. I can select multiple lines at a time. It is not intuitive. I need Shift, Alt and arrow keys. In short, I need all those key bindings. How do I create an application which can have all those key accessibility? Here comes the necessity to create a full GUI application. You will not be able to rely on the terminal. Fine is a good option, but I feel it is capped at 60 FPS. What are the other options? What if I create a text server and it serves the file system and the editor is separate? Yes, the same way GNU Emacs is also created. Yes, some of you might be wondering like whether truly GNU Emacs relies on a server and client based. Yes, GNU Emacs creates a server and you are only using the client of it. If I implement the same logic here, I can emit the file system over a Go API server and I can use a browser to edit that. So it becomes a remote text editor or code editor. I got a better name. What about RIDE? Remote Integrated Development Environment. Such a good name. Who says developers cannot provide a good name? Let's quit this browser. Yes, I want to quit. I don't want to save. I want to quit. Let's create a folder mkdir ride cd ride. Now let's open this editor using E. Better we create the go mod file first. Go mod init ride. So the package name would be ride. Whenever we build this package, the name would be ride. As I see, go mod file is already created. The idea is to create a Go server that will emit all those files and file content to the front end. That means the browser. The minimum thing I need is Go HTTP. What next? I need a much better efficient communication between the server and the browser. That is the reason why I need WebSockets, so that file update and each and every execution seems instantaneous. That is the reason why I need Gorilla Mux. I will use go get github.com. I remember gorilla / Okay, let's do a Google search. It was simple. Gorilla/WebSocket. Added. The addition was so much fast. Now it is the final time we start the project. We open go.mod, create a new file called main.go. We create a main.version, main.version. What are the other things I need? A gitignore file. I think this should be sufficient. See, I have opened 4 files and I can circle through all those files. 2, 3, 4. This is the main go file. Let's declare the main package, which is main. And I need to import something. What are the thing I do import? I import net HTTP. That is the first thing I need. Next, I need to import the Gorilla WebSocket. Let's put something in the main.version. It is 0. Control S wrote main.version. Okay, the main version is 0. What about gitignore? I must include gitignore ride. It will be the binary name, so it must be included over here. And for other game operating system, we must include ride.exe. What about the front end? I need a front end. That means the HTML, CSS and JavaScript things. For that reason, I need to create a folder called front end. Front end. Let's proceed with this. Control O. Open front end. Okay, as I see, I'll have to touch from that. I got an issue with this text editor. I cannot create a new file or save a new file on child or parent directory. On the next version, I will solve that. Let's create a new file by touching it. Touch frontend/index.html, frontend/app.js, style.css. What about a worker? Yes, I need service worker to handle all those text buffer without affecting the main thread for the browser UI. For that reason, I need app.js, style.css, worker.js. Can I open those files from here? Still, it is not accessible. Okay, let's open again. I see the issue. I have created the front-end folder in a wrong place. So I'll have to move front-end to the right folder. Now I think I'll be able to do this. Yes, I see this folder called front end. And can I open index.html? Yes, I can. Can I open the CSS file? Yes, I can. I have already opened so many files. Let's start writing. So I'll have to define so many things, especially the root. We'll have to provide a colon before that. So root is the definition of color and so many other things for the base of that HTML UI. Can I use some kind of AI to write all those things? Yes, I know nowadays AI is so much clever. They can write and create applications for you. Can they? I've tried. They failed miserably. I said like create a simple TUI application that can handle those shortcut barriers. They failed. Each and every one failed. But it is helpful. That means those AIs are very much helpful if you want to consider them as a faster typing master. Like I'm not the fastest typer, and I'm sure any AI will be writing or typing much faster than me. So do I use any AI? I think it has done a great job. But now I realize, what if I want to connect this piece of text editor to the AI so that I don't have to rely on those AI agents, or even I don't have to open a heavyweight text editor. Now it is time to tide. What is the command for the go mod tide? Go help mod. I made simple mistake. TIDY. The command was tidy. Okay, I will have to go to the right folder. Okay, it is done. Can I run the Go server? Go run dot. Go run this file. I see the AI still is on and it is using the 3333 port. Can I define port 3334? Yes, it has opened a new port 3334. Can I open this? Nice and easy. The ride text editor. It felt good. It did solve the problem of owning all those key bindings. That means if I create a new folder, test folder, and create some test file, main function now int xc equals to 999. Now I have the capability to use each and every shortcut I had. Now it can use Control Shift. Only for this one piece of capability unnecessarily I had to write another piece of text editor. By the way, it will be much useful if I want to write something on the server, like if I am having a VPS, or like if I want to have a deployment on Silicon Pin, or if I want to have a VPS on AWS, GCP, DigitalOcean, each and everywhere. Like if I go Silicon Pin and if I deploy a Node.js hosting, or even I take a dedicated VPS, I'll be able to use this piece of code editor. From the server, it will cost me near to zero, and on my system, it will also be near to zero, as I am using only the browser, and it is not as heavy as VS Code. It is not heavy as code server that runs on the code server. By the way, it will behave like a code server, and plus it also has the terminal built in, and this terminal is capable to produce each and every ASCII and non-ASCII characters. Even it is a special and complicated characters like those. It is not a revolutionary idea. It is an existing idea. It felt like using VS Code or even code editor, code server, but it is much lighter. It is not using those heavy bloatwares like Electron.js. Let me build and see how heavy it is. Go build takes less than a second. It is less than 10 MB. Now I have a truly freedom oriented code editor, and that can have all those intuitive shortcuts. So I'm not bounded now to use Xterm or any terminal emulators key bindings. It is working on local host. It's better I check with the remote system. I have a router and I have placed this Go binary in that router. It is working. Look how easy and efficient it is to create applications, especially base level applications. So do I feel pride by creating this, right? I don't think so. Still, I'm not satisfied. That is because it is a modular coupler. That means it is not full featured single binary application, and I don't think there is no way I can create that one. What is the way forward? It's better I create an operating system itself having GUI in the kernel baked in, and use web GPU so that my text editor can have more than 60 FPS. Whenever I game, I try to have maximum FPS. Why not while I am using my code editor? Okay, that would be a long process. Step by step, I will update all those incremental updates. Meanwhile, I will be happy and satisfied with this piece of ride code editor. Now it has tree seaters so that those codes looks very colorful as those. Still, I prefer this type of color. By the way, this text editor is also have a color theme changer. If I open main.go, press Ctrl Alt E, it will open a modal, not within the browser, within this terminal. Within this terminal, you have the modal, and you can cycle through all those color themes. See how many color themes already implemented. I like this one. Proceed. So I will be happy and satisfied till I create my own operating system that supports and lets me do whatever I want to do, not like this Linux, BSD or Windows or Mac where I am limited to what they give.